Welcome to another MTGMoxBox video, your destination for Magic the Gathering box breaks and more. If you like what we do, please support us by participating in our box breaks. You can find us on our website, MTGMoxBox.com, or through our listings on eBay under seller handle MTGMoxBox. You can also find us on social media in the links in the description below, and watch us play Magic on Twitch under MTGMoxBox. Finally, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment to let us know what you think. In this Commander Pageant video series, we highlight commanders that we personally picked and talk about how we would build a deck around them.
We will talk about a theme or win strategy to build around, and we will highlight several cards from more recent sets that will support these strategies.
Then we'll go deeper into one of the chosen commanders to build out a rough deck list.
In this episode of Commander Pageants, today we will be picking out commanders from the new set, Dominaria United.
This is Joseph. The commander I picked is Jasmine Boreal of the 7.
This is Tony, and I picked Uurg, Spawn of Turg.
This is Lawrence. The commander I picked for the set is Jhoira, Ageless Innovator.
This is Joseph, and the commander I chose from this set is Jasmine Boreal of the 7. It seems to be a good commander to go weenie vanilla. It's a mana dork itself, which gives you green and white mana, but you can only use it to cast vanilla creatures. Its second ability says vanilla creatures you control can't be blocked by non-vanilla creatures. I'm going to safely assume 95% of the creatures people play in EDH are going to fall in that non-vanilla category, tokens not included. First, let me address how I might get my vanilla army in place. I considered a few options, such as using landfall abilities. Cards I might consider are the usual suspects, such as Skew Swarm for Zendikar Rising, Felidar Retreat, Zendikar Rising, Retreat to Emeria from Zendikar, Avenger of Zendikar from Commander Legends, and Maha, Bredegard Protector from Kaldheim. These all give me some sort of creature when I drop a land. Especially Maha is pretty nice. It gives my other creatures also +1/+1, and also allows me to get a 1/1 white human creature token when I play a land. Another way to get my vanilla army is through my lands, cards that can turn my lands into an army, such as Ambush Commander, Emergent Sequence, Life and Limb, Living Land, and also Living Plane. So these will turn my lands into creatures, and they still are hopefully consider vanilla. If not, finally, I can get my vanilla army through creature token generations, non-landfall ones, cards such as Adelan Resplendent Cathar, Hero of Precinct 1, Izuri's Predation, Titan of Industry, and Silver Offering. These all, again, generate creature tokens, and they're all kind of vanilla based on however they come in. For example, Adelan, whatever attack, I get to create a 1/1 white human creature token. And also Hero Precinct 1, whenever I cast a multicolored spell, I need to make sure I have a few of those in my deck, and create a 1/1 white human creature token. Izuri's Predation is a sorcery. I get to create 4/4 green Phyrexian Beast creature tokens. Titan Industry, I get to do all sorts of things, and of course get a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior. And also Sylvan Offering is a spell, choose an opponent, and you and that player each create XX green Treefoot creature token, and I can choose an opponent, you and that player each create X 1/1 green elf warrior tokens. So hopefully that will be enough for me to, enough vanilla creatures for me. Next, let me address the vanilla aspect of the deck. Since the creatures I include might not have any abilities, it's important for me to make sure they are at least somewhat beefy. Cards I would like to include are Muraganda Petroglyphs, Gaia's Anthem, Gloria's Anthem, of course, Sylvan Anthem, Master Chef, just to sprinkle on my vanilla creatures to make them tastier. Now that my vanilla creatures are formidable, hopefully, I want to make sure, aside from my commander, I have ways to allow them to reach my opponents. And here comes Ruxa, Patient Professor, with his special abilities. Ruxa allows me to bring back a vanilla creature, pump the vanillas, and allow them to deal their damage as though they weren't pumped. So hopefully this will allow me to get through if my commander is not in play. or another option for me to get through to my opponents. Thanks. Let me know what you guys think.
This is unbearable because it reminds me a lot of my Ruxer deck. I have to say, green and white provides the best cards for a mass weenie creature deck. I mean, for example, adding Kadira, Caller of the Small, essentially will double all of your 1/1 tokens with rabbit tokens. Of course, since this is a gold-wise strategy, adding Beastmaster Ascension from New Capenna Commander will make all of your vanilla creatures a real threat very fast.
One thing to be careful of is if you'll be turning lands into creatures, their ability to tap to produce mana means they won't benefit from Jasmine's second ability. However, if you are going for the win using overwhelming forces, then it may not matter. Another card not mentioned yet that always seems to go well with these strategies is Coat of Arms. There is also the recently printed Mirror Box that can be helpful for your lands, though it wouldn't work for your tokens. For this set, I went with Uurg, Spawn of Turg, with a mass land destruction strategy. Uurg, Spawn of Turg is a legendary frog beast costing black green. It has 5 toughness and its power is equal to the number of land cards in your graveyard. Its middle ability is essentially Surveil 1, where at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library and then you may put that card into your graveyard. And then for its last ability, you may pay black-green and sacrifice a land to gain 2 life. At first glance, Uurg seems like a watered-down version of its cousin, the Gitrog monster, but we'll be building a deck around mass land destruction to hopefully lock down the game and use Uurg to finish our opponents off. Our initial goal is to ramp quickly using fetch lands to start filling our graveyard up with lands. Ramunap Excavator, Crucible of Worlds, and Ancient Green Warden will allow us to reuse them consistently. Exploration and other similar play an additional land type cards will help speed things up. Once we're at a comfortable spot, we can tutor for the cards that turn all lands into creatures, and then wipe the board to initiate the lockdown. The simplest version is Living Plane, followed by something like Golgari Charm, using the first ability, or Damnation. Alternatives for Living Plane include using Crop Rotation to find either Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth to pair with Cormus Bell, or Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth, to pair with Living Lands or Life and Limb. Outside of the lockdown, we can also use cards like Life from the Loam to keep feeding lands into your graveyard for Uurg. Similarly, we can take advantage of cards like with Retrace, such as Monstrify and Worm Harvest, to discard any lands in our hand. Finally, we can also sneak in a personal favorite of mine, Hatred, either for that final blow or perhaps to take one of your opponents down a peg because your plans got disrupted.
Mass land destruction, what a salty strategy. That will definitely get all the hatred without that card Hatred. Leading into it, here are some cards that will work with this deck. Circle of the Land Druid from Commander Legends 2, Battle for Baldur's Gate, is a 1 green Gnome Druid. When ETBs, allows you to mill 4 cards. Not only that, the second ability is Natural Recovery. So when the Druid dies, you can return target land card from your graveyard to your hand. Another card to play after you wiped out everyone's lands would be Splendid Reclamation from Crimson Vow, which returns all the land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. If you don't want them to be tapped, just add Tiller Engine from Dominaria United, the commander card, so you'll have plenty of mana after you wipe everyone else's lands.
Tony, I will also consider for your early ramp, you can also consider Bosei Ju Reaches Skyward. It's a saga that allows you to search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put a land from your graveyard on top of your library, and finally transform into Branch of Boseiju, which gets +1/+1 for each land you control and has reach. Also, for card draw, you might want to consider another frog, Excavating Anurid. It's a 4 and a green to cast Frog Beast. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a land if you do draw a card. And when it has Threshold, which means you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, it gets +1/+1 and has Vigilance, making it 5/5 Vigilance Frog Beast. So nice addition to your frog themed deck with land aspect to it.
For Dominaria United, I picked Jhoira, Ageless Innovator, as my commander because of her ability to put artifacts on the battlefield for free. Her ability is tap. You can put 2 Ingenuity counters on her. Then you may put an artifact card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, where X is the number of Ingenuity counters on Jhoira. This means for the first time that you use this ability, you can put any artifact with a mana value 2 or less onto the battlefield for free. Second time, mana value 4, 6, and so on and so forth. Her value only grows as she remains on the battlefield. The theme of this deck is simple. Use her ability to get big and dangerous artifacts and artifact creatures onto the battlefield without breaking the mana bank. First, let's explore ways to keep adding Ingenuity counters by using creature cards to untap her. We can use artifacts to untap her, such as Mage Right Stone from Mystery Booster, Patriarch's Seal from Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, Puppet Strings from Tempest, Staff of Domination from Commander Legends. We got 1,000-Year Elixir from C21. We got Throne of Geth from Double Masters. Or we can use artifact creatures like a Potho Alchemist from Onslaught, Corridor Monitor from Throne of Eldraine, Kelpie Guide from Strixhaven, Mirren Spy from Mirrodin Besieged, Valzir of Tumbling Sands from Core 20. Or we can proliferate with abilities like from Thumbing Bird from New Capenna Commander, or Flux Channeler from War of the Spark. Here are a few cards that I would like to highlight because they will really speed up Jhoira. Retreat to Korahheim from Battle for Zendikar will allow you to untap Jhoira with Landfall. So that will help you add 2 counters every time you play a land. Intruder Alarm from Mystery Booster is a must-add for this deck. Imagine Jhoira will be able to play a higher and higher cost artifact spell every time your opponents put down a creature. In fact, if you already have at least 2 counters on Jhoira, and if Intruder Alarm is already on the battlefield, go ahead and use Jhoira's ability to put Ancestral Statue from Jumpstart onto the battlefield. Intruder Alarm triggers because a creature came into play. Return the Ancestral Statue until you're happy with the amount of Ingenuity counters, which is infinite, on Jhoira. Let's talk about other win cons for this deck. Some fun creatures that we can play which deal tons of damage are an Ancient Stone Idol from Core 2018, 12/12 Trample, pretty nice, and Flash. Darksteel Colossus, 11/11 Trample Indestructible, or if you want to bling out your deck, Blightsteel Colossus from Double Masters, 11/11 Trample, Infect, and Indestructible. And you got Metalwork Colossus from Kaladesh, 10/10. Phyrexian Triniform from Commander Legends is the 9/9. Steel Hellkite from Core 21. It's only a 5/5 flying, but has the evil ability to pay X to destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X whose controller was dealt combat damage by Steel Hellkite this turn. Finally, you got Wormcoil Engine from Double Masters, 6/6 Death Touch, and Lifelink. So with all those creatures, you should be able to win easily with all of them on the board. But just in case you face some pesky opponents, here are some more artifacts that will protect you and destroy your enemies at the same time. Contagion Clasp from Time Spiral Remaster and Contagion Engine from Scars of Mirrodin will kill off your opponent's creatures while adding Ingenuity counters to Jhoira. Darksteel Forge from Double Masters will protect all your artifacts. Hammer of Purpros from Theros will make sure all your creatures can come out swinging. And the Ozolith from Ikoria will make sure it will save all your hard-earned counters. So with a combination of counter spells, because it's blue, card draws, thanks to Ristic Studies, and the fact that you're getting free artifacts every time you untap Jhoira, hopefully this deck will allow you to overwhelm your opponents with an army of artifacts that they were not expecting. The full deck list is on Moxfield. We'll include the link at the description of this video. So what do you guys think?
Lawrence, I'm thinking your deck, on top of untapping your commander and tapping it for more of those ingenuity counters, you can also consider Proliferate, which blue has many good cards with that ability, such as a Contentious Plan. It's 1 in blue to cast sorcery. It proliferates and also allow you to draw a card. And also there's Inexorable Tide, 3 blue, kind of high, but it's enchantment when you cast a spell, Proliferate. And finally, a sword for your consideration, Sword of Truth and Justice. It's an equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, and it has protection for white and blue. And whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, then Proliferate. So those are some nice ways to also get those counters up on your commander.
Leaning further into abusing Jhoira's ability by untapping her, some favorites of mine that weren't mentioned yet are Freed from the Real and Pemin's Aura. Either of these, paired with your commander, should enable you to drop any artifacts you have from your hand onto the battlefield fairly quickly. What did you guys think about our deck direction? Would you build them in a different way?
If you liked the video, please click like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, and tell your dog.
If you like box breaks, please check out our past box break videos or join us in our live box breaks.
And if you're curious about price trends of singles from recent sets, check out our Price Monitor series from our channel.
Alright, going over our inventory really quickly. We just listed Dominaria United. We have the set box and the collector box. They're going to be 7 slots each. We are actually combining the colorless and the land slot together for this set because we feel like they don't have enough rares on their own. So that's why there are 7 slots. And then we have, for Double Masters, we still have Draft Box and Collector Box. For Streets of New Capenna, we have Set Box and Collector. For Neo Dynasty, we have Set and Collector. Time Spiral Remaster, we have Draft Box. Modern Horizons 1, we have the Draft Box. Modern Horizons 2, we have the Collector Box. And Kaldheim, we have the Collector Box. Be sure to check our website at MTGMoxBox.com or under seller handle MTGMoxBox on eBay. Alright, time to do the giveaway. So let's see who gets a $5 gift card today. Heat. And start. Good luck. Absolute Dog. Nice mana drain. Yeah, I think that was the best card that we saw from the last Mystery Mox Box. Anyways, yeah, let us know what you think of our commanders, and we'll see you on Thursday.